Good morning. It's still morning for another 10 minutes here in Indiana. This is going to be the Libra reading. I would like to say that if you have not checked out my other videos, I am doing the 4 elements runes readings right now. I am still doing the past lives readings, the all signs readings, of which was runes this week, as well as the twin flame video. I'm using the runes and the cards as I'm being guided to. I did do a lot of clearing over the weekend, a lot of energetic shifting, and I have a lot more insight, and I really feel like I'm way more connected now, and the card meanings are coming to me a lot easier, and they're becoming easier for me to explain, to describe the energy. My paid readings right now are more like guidance sessions. I can either send you a video or we can video chat. And you get about 30 minutes of my time either way, for $40 right now through PayPal or through Cash App. That is what I'm being, divinely guided to charge right now. And so, during that time when we're interacting by video chat, you can pretty much have that time any way you want. I mean, we can talk the whole time. I can pull a few cards and we can talk. But you do get a chance to talk to me, and I get real personal, because I really invite people into my home when I do these videos, and when I do my personal readings, I invite you into my home, and we really get to connect on a soul level, and that makes all the difference in the world. It really does. So if that's something you're interested in, do let me know. I am going to go ahead and get started with the reading now. Sorry, I got real excited about that. And we have the 7 of coins, and I promise all of the readings that I've done yesterday and today all have this. And sorry, I'm still dealing with a lot of ascension symptoms with pain, so I can't hold the cards for very long. This 7 of coins is the overwhelmed card of the deck. So basically you're juggling too much. And when you do that, you can't focus your energy on what you want because you're sending out mixed signals. I had to downsize. I let go of my paper route, and now I'm just focused on my channel. Because what you focus your energy on grows. And I had to set my intention that this is going to be my main focus, and, my sales will supplement and complement my business, my spiritual practice. But when you are sending out too many signals, basically you have too many unfinished things that you've started is what's coming through. And so you're sending out mixed signals, and the universe goes by what energetic signal you send out. So you can speak, out loud your intentions of what you want to manifest, but then at the same time, your energy may not match that. And that is why you're out of alignment with what you're trying to align to. Because it doesn't make any difference what you say or do. It's the energy behind it. So do check your intentions. And make sure your intentions are coming from a pure place. Just like, this channel, I had to tell myself, okay, why is it that I want this channel? Is it because I'm trying to get fame so that I can be recognized, so that I can be like this internet celebrity or whatever? People can validate me. Initially, I think I was kind of in that energy because I was really hyped up. I had all these views, and everybody was like, wow, we love your style, and everybody was real excited about it. And then, my numbers started going down, which I have been spiritually guided to realize that the numbers are not real. Do not pay any attention to the numbers, because the numbers are not real, because I am in a real demo right now. And the demo that I'm in is coming from a pure place that I really want to help people. This is my soul's purpose. I would like to get paid to do this, and it's coming because, like I said, I'm making room for it. I'm setting a clear intention, an intention from a pure place, to where this is something I want, my energy reciprocated, and money is energy. And so I'm trying to align to that now. And I've gotten the whole ego thing out of the way, where I was trying to be a star and be recognized and be like the best reader, or whatever. Your ego tells you all kinds of shit. So that is the energy that I'm getting with this, is make sure that whatever your intentions are, that they're pure, first of all. They're from a pure place. Second of all, make sure that you do have the space and the time for what it is that you're trying to manifest. Make room for it in your life. You know, just like me, for instance, you know, I'm saying, I want readings. And I was so exhausted from delivering papers and every other thing I had going on that I was barely able to make one video a day for my channel. So how was I going to have the energy to do personal readings? So I had to make room for it. And then the other message that's coming through, like I said, is to make sure your energy matches your intention. I do want to say this real quick. I have this person that said they were going to come by and pick up some incense, but he's never on time. And so watch today be the day he's on time. If that would happen, there will be 2 videos, because I don't really know how to pause it and restart it. I really don't. Not with my phone, because when I stop it, you know, it's done, and I don't really know how to get back into it. So there will be 2 videos. So if I suddenly stop, that's why. It's because he'll be on time for the first time that I've known him. Okay, to clarify that 7 of coins, we have new moon promise. And so basically what I'm getting with this, with a promise, is make a promise to yourself. Make a promise that this journey that you are on right now, and if you're watching my video, you're on a journey, because I feel like you're being divinely guided to watch my videos. Otherwise, you would be watching fortune-telling tarot readers. And I do want to say this real quick, and I had said this in another video. I do not consider myself a fortune teller or a psychic. I feel like I'm more of a teacher. And I do teach people how to, like, basically heal their past by shifting their perspective, shifting their views, looking at it a different way, which is another form of healing that a lot of times people don't recognize. It's actually a very ancient form of healing, because it's transmuting, it's alchemy. And I'm teaching you how to alchemize. But anyway, back to the story. And I'm going to tie this together, but when you consult a psychic, and like I said, I'm not knocking anybody, because God knows I have consulted so many psychics on my twin flame journey. When they tell you, and the example I gave, I think it was in my Sagittarius reading, is like, for example, they say, the card reader says, you know what, your spouse is cheating on you with a blonde at work. And, you know, all of a sudden you're like, man, you know, my husband does have a blonde secretary. I have always thought something was going on. Damn. You know what? Whether or not that shit was happening or not, you just aligned to it. And you know what? It's true as hell now. That is the reason why psychics are so accurate. People are like, oh man, they're so accurate. You align to that, because whatever you believe to be true is true. And so that's the reason why I try to stay away from telling people things like that, so that you don't align to it. I try to help you to raise your vibrations and to clear out things that you need to clear out, so that you are not aligning to bullshit. And so this message that I'm getting here with this card, with this promise, is that do make your intention. If you're watching my channel, you are on a spiritual journey, you are awakening, you are on an ascension path, or you wouldn't be here. You'd be watching fortune telling instead of learning about universal laws and universal truths. What you need to do is you need to make a promise to yourself that this is about you. It's not about anybody else. This is about you. And if you need to take time to regroup, to work through things, to honor your feelings. A lot of times we feel like we can't feel sad. We can't feel upset. You know, we need to always be happy and be positive, because if not, we're going to align to some bullshit. It's not our feelings that attract situations. It's the thoughts behind the feelings, because you start judging them and you start feeling like, oh man, this is so bad, instead of just honoring them. If you don't judge them, if you don't assign any type of meaning to what's going on whatsoever, it just is, it's here to serve you some kind of way, it can move out of the way. But do make a promise to yourself that this is about you, nobody or nothing else. And we have the Five of Swords. And basically what I'm getting with this is that is walking away from situations which no longer serve you. And really realizing that you don't have to be right all the time. And I had said this before in another video. I believe it was maybe the Twin Flame video where I had said, do you want an intimate relationship or do you want to be right? You do not always have to be right. And once you realize and you see everything as a lesson or a test, you won't take it so personally and you'll lighten up. And it makes it a lot easier to forgive the parties involved because they're soul family anyway. So stop feeling like a victim, first of all. And I believe this has come up for you before, Libra. See yourself empowered as the god or goddess that you are. Really step into that power and take your power back from others. And how do you take your power back from others? By not feeling like you are dependent upon them for your happiness or approval or comfort, or you need to please them so that they stay around so that you're not alone. That is the energy that I'm getting with this too. Be comfortable being alone and take your power back from others. To clarify that card, we have the World card. And the message that I'm getting with this is how you view the world. And there's a lot of self-limiting beliefs here. And I feel like it's quite possibly, and I had even made a post this morning on social media where I had said, almost quote unquote, 6 months ago I believed things to be true that now I'm looking back and I'm thinking, how could I have been so wrong? But the reason why my ideology has changed and my clarity and my understanding has changed is because when you first start off on this spiritual journey, would you feed adult food to a baby? No. So you have to take in morsels and morsels. So like here are like, you'll get some downloads, but it'll be like just morsels of information for you to digest and process. And then you're ready for the next stage and the next stage. And, sometimes our spiritual guidance is something that we need to hear at the time. Well, don't take that to be etched in stone and not feel like you can continue growing and learning. And if you find out that something that you believe to be true is no longer true, release it. Be fluid. Because every time you shift into new energy, you need to tell yourself higher vibrational stories. Readjust your stories. And that is how you grow and that is how you navigate. Because like I said, there's a lot of self-limiting beliefs here, and it's almost like you have boxed yourself into this world here and you are not seeing outside of it. The World card in my little Italian deck I have, and people are always commenting because they're like little kids and they have little pastel colors. It's a little girl and she's inside of a snow globe looking out. It's almost like she's scared to leave, to kind of branch out and learn new things, because a lot of times when you learn something that kind of contradicts what you think you knew, it kind of throws you off center. Because a lot of times we attach identity to our ideology, to our beliefs. So do be fluid, and once again, think outside the box and stop trying to label everything. Everything doesn't have to make sense. We have the Death card, and basically what I'm getting with the Death card is that a lot of what you believed to be true, you found out was not true. And this is almost like a dark night of the soul where you just don't know who you are anymore. And you have to realize that we are all more than our bodies. We are divinities having a human experience. And you have had, your soul holds all the information of all that you've ever been. Your soul remembers every last demo you've had. Now, your physical form might not remember all the demos that you've had on all the different timelines, but the soul does, because the soul is, you are a divine being having a human experience, and that is why you came here. And the reason why souls came here to have human experiences is so that we can transmute those lower energies into higher vibrations, so that eventually everyone will be awake, and everyone will be doing the same thing, and we will have a new earth. But we may not see that in this lifetime, because there's still a lot of lower energies and a lot of lower consciousness. And some of us are out here, that is part of our soul mission, is helping to prepare people for this new earth. So I have, after that Death card, after your ideology has changed and you've had to release it, and you've had to adjust, and you've had to shift with it, this is a period now of rest and rejuvenation, because I know I went through a period of time where I was sleeping a lot, but it's because my body, my physical body, had to adjust to the new vibrations. Do always look at everything as a test. Once you look at everything as a test and a lesson, it changes the game altogether, because you stop taking things personally. You step into your power and you realize, you know what? I know I'm the bee's knees. I know I'm a divine goddess or a divine god. I am a powerful co-creator with the universe. Why in the hell would anyone not want to be with me? Seriously. We create blocks by how we feel about ourselves. Our insecurities and our doubts come up. And we are the only thing standing in between us and what we want, are our fears and doubts and insecurities. So do turn it around. And this period of rest and rejuvenation, that is what you can be working on. You can be working on telling yourself powerful affirmations. Like I was telling myself today, I don't need to earn any approval, validation from anybody, because I am a divine goddess. So do find some affirmations like that to tell yourself. We have the Queen of Cups. So I do feel like, and this is really hard for me, because it's really hard for me to express feelings. I feel like I was raised as a boy. And when I do express feelings, it's normally after I have suppressed them for a while, because I don't want to show you how I feel, because I feel like I'm giving my power away. And I stuff them, I suppress them until I blow like Mount St. Helens, and it comes out as anger or aggression. But I feel like you are the Queen of Cups, and you could be a masculine energy watching this too. You're very in touch with your feelings, and you're very open, and you're very vulnerable, and you are not scared to show it. Well, to some of us who aren't used to that, it's a very repelling energy, because we don't understand it. And to us, it seems needy and weak. Now understand, I'm not saying that you are needy and weak, because it's quite the opposite. In fact, people who tend not to show their feelings, that's a weakness. There's great power in being open and not being afraid to express your feelings. And if you want someone telling them you want them, and this is a perfect energy, you are in the perfect energy, so don't let anyone tell you that you're not. If anyone tells you that they're not, it's because they themselves are uncomfortable with your openness and with your that state of intimacy that you bring to people. Not everyone is ready for that. But don't change that. I'm just trying to explain that if you have repelled people or ran people off, that is why. Because some of us are not used to that. But don't change for anybody, nobody. That is being true, and that is being authentic, and that is being perfect. That is perfect. That is the perfect energy you need to be in. Let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So with that being said, even though you are not scared to get close and express your feelings. Do have boundaries to where you are able to give other people space and to understand that sometimes you can be a little much. And so sometimes people have to kind of take you in little bits, just little bits, you know, and so let them have time to kind of withdraw and kind of process it and realize that it's safe. Because some of us have serious fears of intimacy, and like I said, you do not. But on the other hand, you need to not be scared to give space. That message is coming up. We have the 8 of Coins. And so basically what I'm getting with this is creativity. You're a very creative person and you have a lot of ideas. But you really need to get some wind underneath your sails. And you just need to go for it. Because I feel like there's a certain fear of failure at play. And this quite possibly could come from childhood, as far as maybe feeling like your best wasn't good enough. But understand, when you go back and you look at those situations, your biggest fear is going to have been your biggest teacher. So I am sure that you've had plenty of situations where your fear of failure kept you from doing something. And so that is the energy I'm getting with this card. And so what I'm here to tell you is to just go for it. The best way to face a fear is head on. To clarify that card we have, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And so I do feel like that is a quality that you have, is that you are very authentic. The only thing that you really need to work on, like I said, is checking your intentions to make sure they're coming from a pure place and not expecting other people's journeys to look like yours. Because you know what, other people, like for example, their journey might be like the way my twin flame journey has been in and out, off and on. You know, we've had to kind of interact with each other and have these simulated experiences, and then we fall back again. Then we come together, then we fall back again. But every time we're stronger, and every time we're getting closer and closer to being in alignment. And actually, you're just aligning to your soul anyway. If you have not checked out my twin flame videos, please do, because I'm not going to get into all the metaphysics, because that's all, you know, the twin flame journey is quantum physics, actually. But let's say, for example, you're on a twin flame journey like me, and your experience has been possibly that you haven't really had that interaction. You haven't really had that physical interaction. And so you're looking at these people that are kind of on again, off again, and you're like, damn, why doesn't mine look like that? But you know what? Your situation could be that all of a sudden, within like a day's time, and understand time doesn't exist, there's only energy. I mean, you could just have everything you want right then, and you never had that struggle back and forth. So the message that I'm getting is to check your intentions, one. Stop judging how you think circumstances and situations should look, because everyone's situation is individual and different. We have the Queen of Coins. So we have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Coins. And so the Queen of Coins is all about her moolah, all about her money. She can be very frugal, though. She's a problem solver. She figures out how to get things done. She saves money. She's very frugal. And so the message that I'm getting here is, understand money is energy. There's a reason why money is called currency, because it is a frequency. It is an energetic frequency. So once you realize that all you have to do is focus on what you want, tell yourself, and this is all about the stories that you tell yourself, Start telling yourself stories about having enough money, having plenty of money, even what you want to do with the money. And then that money can come to you. And that message is coming through very clearly, you know, about understanding how money works and telling yourself you have enough. You always have enough. And make sure that you are not spending your money trying to please others. That message has come up too, because we cannot buy other people's love. Because for one thing, love is not a verb. It has nothing to do with conditions or expectations. And money can be both. I know I tend to want to, because I tend to be more in my masculine energy, I tend to want to do things financially for people that I love, because that is how I show love. That is how I was shown love. Money to me is love. And I have had to learn that it's not the case. And there's a certain manipulative quality to that too when you buy others, because then you have expectations of them. So be very careful of that. Make sure your intentions are from a pure place. Born this way, consider one of your heroes or role models. Can you recognize they suffer and struggle with imperfection too? This is what I was saying earlier about how we look at other people's journeys and we think ours should look like that. Something must be wrong with us. Because why doesn't my journey look like that? That and the other message that's coming through is anything that you perceive to be an imperfection about yourself, embrace it and love it anyway. I've been dealing with this eating disorder off and on my whole life. And so I've always done extreme shit to keep my weight off. Well, for some reason, I am blowing up like the Goodyear blimp. At least I feel like I am. My clothes are all tight. I'm all upset about it. And the spiritual guidance that came through for me was, once you stop resisting this lesson, because it's a lesson, because basically my spiritual guidance is I need to learn to accept myself even if I'm fucking huge. And once I do that, then it's able to shift and change. I heard a car door, so like I said, if I have to stop the video, there will be a second part. This house denotes success in all. Yep,